Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And for your Sunday series today, it's going to be a best of 5 between INnoVation and Serral. Top left-hand corner, it is the Korean Terran player. He is blue today. His name is INnoVation. And in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the red Zerg player, Serral, the Finnish Zerg, the previous WCS BlizzCon champion. Alright, so it's going to be an excellent TVZ. These two players are very popular here on the channel. I figured I'd give you a best of 5 between them from Katowice. And yeah, let's see what these players are going to be up to here. Hit that like button if you are excited, because man, I'm excited to cast this. I didn't catch it live, so I'm going to be surprised here. No proxies from either player. Just, 16, 18, 17 here from Serral. And yeah, let me know what matchups or games you want me to cast from Katowice. I already cast the incredible TVT featuring battle cruisers between, let's see, TY and who was the other player? Come on, brain, you can do this. Was it just Maru? God, I don't remember who the other player was. Anyway, it's cool. Crazy TVT, battle cruisers across the map. I mean, we were seeing the thing mined out. I think it was Ephemeron. Yeah, because it was this and these two are the hotly contested bases. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful game. If you love TVT, you need to go find that one, because I don't do them very often. And when I do TVTs, they tend to be pretty exciting. Alright, so here we have a Reaper. The Reaper's name is Olaf. Yes, he loves warm hugs, but after parents had to watch his antics on screen for the 1000th time, he was put into a Reaper suit and sent against the Zerg to end the suffering of all the parents who have been forced to watch Frozen and Frozen 2. I gotta say, I'm pretty lucky that way. I have a 7-year-old daughter. I'm thinking about how old she is. A 7-year-old daughter. 6? She's probably 6. Hang on. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, 6-year-old daughter. She does like Frozen and Frozen 2, and she's seen them, but she doesn't constantly sing the songs. She's not constantly watching the movie or playing the songs on the TV or anything, so I kind of forget Frozen exists a lot. I'm really lucky that way. Anyway, Reaper cruising on in. Olaf loves the warm hugs, from Zerglings especially. And this is the dance we've seen, I want to say 800 times on the channel. It's been a lot. Oh, gets a kill there. Nicely done, nicely done. And then gets out because the queen is on the way. And now the third base, did get down. Got that started at 2.5 minutes. Did sneak the drone down there. We've seen lesser Zerg players really struggle with getting this third base up against the Terran with good Reaper control, like INnoVation. Serral managed to sneak it down there a little bit early, maybe lost some mining time, but the third base is coming up when he wants it to. INnoVation's natural is already done, so the third base timing is really important for Serral here. What is that? Is that a third CC? Wow, third CC started at about 2:30. So INnoVation starts his third about the same time that Serral does. This is an incredibly greedy opening, and you know what? I think it's going to work against Serral. I do. Serral, he can't really scout this. He doesn't know what's going on. This could be some kind of a mass Hellion play, so he can't just take a fourth base real fast and drone. Although that's probably what he should be doing, honestly, because there's going to be 2 Hellions and 2 more Hellions on the way, but a fourth base timing would do really well for him. He just doesn't know. He's completely blind to this. Now, at some point, when it's really just 2 Hellions attacking him, he can say, all right, there's probably a third base already on the way here, but it's going to be catch-up time at that stage. Anyway, Queens can defend what we're seeing here to this point. He really doesn't need to spend a lot of resources or larva on those Zerglings. Oh, that drone. Is that drone dead? INnoVation playing a little conservatively. Could have darted in there and probably gotten that drone, or at least forced the drone to turn into an extractor, but the Queens were in the neighborhood, and that was enough to be scary. Even shoving away the Overlord. Serral's not getting speed for his Overlords here, guys. This is very interesting stuff. Yeah, Speedlings and Queens. That's what he's rolling with here in the early stages. Fourth base, again, would be pretty fantastic. Look at the, man, it's an orbital command. Mules a little bit, SCVs a little bit, and then goes to land on location. The problem is, I don't know if he can adequately defend that third base with the number of Lings that Serral has out. He's got some Hellions. He's got good control. I think he's going to be just fine. What are we doing here today, though? Barracks with Barracks Factory. Okay, so it's going to be a bio play here in game number 1 between these players. Hellion goes down. Did the Reaper die? I'm pretty sure Reaper died. Oh, yes, Reaper did die because it's not on the units tab. Did end up dead here. A resources tab, kind of jumping back and forth right now. It's in Serral's court. but it's been INnoVation's court, and it's going back up towards INnoVation's court. And on this third base does start getting muled. We're going to start to see that too. Serral's fourth base is coming in just fine at the 6 o'clock position. What's he planning on doing here? Going for a lair. He's getting a Baneling Nest. All of this is extremely standard. He's got a couple extractors. Hasn't saturated. There we go. Now saturating the extractor at the third base. Fourth base coming up quite nicely. And INnoVation kind of letting Serral just hang out in peace right now while getting 1-1 for his bio play. Zergling's trying to see if they can do something at the third. And you know what? Those Hellions, woo. That was a last-second pullback there from INnoVation. If he had gotten surrounded, those things would be dead. But he does pull back and keeps them alive. But I mean, at this point, Serral knows there's a base there because he scouted it. Fair enough. He did get up there in time. His creep spread is fantastic, as it usually is. The fourth base needs to get creeped onto. There you go. Tumor there. Yeah, Serral doing all the things that you want. Speed for Overlords coming in. Centrifugal hooks on the way here, too. Going for the 1-1 for the melee. So it does seem to me like we're going to see some Ultras if the game gets to that point. I don't know how long this game 1 is. I don't look at that before I start casting. There's really no reason to. I like being surprised by endings, just like you guys do as well. So cruising on out with a double medevac drop here at 6 minutes. It is later than the standard, 2-base double medevac drop at about 4 minutes. But yeah, that's because INnoVation has a third. Ling's cruising on in here, and at the very least, nope, you know what? Reinforcements show up, and the Hellions are alive. Boosting over a creep. Just, Serral knows. He's running his cruising his Zerglings in here. And he should be able to hold this. Does he have the upgrades yet? He doesn't. He just has sheer numbers. He just, again, you can hold that more easily if you have +1 Carapace for your Lings. But also, if you just have 50 Lings, you can deal with it too. If you get there before they land. Right? If INnoVation's able to unload all 16 of those Marines, these Lings are going to have a hard time without Baneling support, especially because, again, they don't have the 1-1 upgrades yet. And INnoVation does. So upgrade advantage here to the Terran player. Income, went to INnoVation for a little bit and then just jumped right back down to Serral with his 67 workers and 4 bases. Looks like some Baneling drops going to be attempted up north here. Lings and Banelings defending the 6 o'clock fourth. Overseer comes in as a bit of a pre-scout to see what's going on. Trying to unload here in the natural base. INnoVation is hitting Serral everywhere. But Serral seems to be able to handle this. I gotta say, where are these Banelings going to try to drop? Right in that mineral line, right? Alright, so the attack at the front, at the third, or the fourth base is being handled. Banelings! Getting 6 SCVs at the third. The attack at the fourth base of Serral does get handled by Lings and Banes and Queens. And I don't know, 4 Banelings for 6 SCVs doesn't really seem ample, if you ask me. Serral's just swarming. INnoVation is everywhere, but Serral is defending as well as you Zergly can right now. Absolutely fantastic. 2-2 coming up from Serral now, and INnoVation, his 2-2 is ahead. Again, the upgrades are ahead right now for the Terran player. Wow, that income definitely favoring Serral at the moment with his 74 workers. He's droned up as soon as the attack was gone, and he was safe to do so. He's going to start taking additional gas here. He's going to get an infestation pit. I imagine we're going to see Ultralisks, or maybe he just wants to try to end it with Lings and Banes, which can be fairly difficult. I mean, Marauder production is being started now by INnoVation. Baneling bust attempted over this way. And there we go, man. All right, Banelings trying to get in that mineral line, but holding the line is that Marauder. Very nicely done. Baneling explodes on Marines, which is what you want if you're a Terran player, rather than your SCVs. But the Lings are in the mineral line anyway, and they have the 1-1. They're very scary. That Marauder, with 5 kills, is getting healed up and pretty much saves the day there. Some Lings running into the natural base too, but really not enough to be a massive problem. That Marine getting chomped on, but ends up getting 3 kills for his time. Very nicely done. Infestation pit on the way. 24 more Lings in production. Serral just doing everything he can with Lings and Banelings to win this game. INnoVation doesn't really seem like he's going to be able to take a 4th base at the moment. And a 5th base is done for Serral. So this is looking really bad in game 1 for our Terran hero. Lings, Banes, and Queens, man. Look at what he's doing here. That tank. There you go. Bunch of Marines going down here. Not really taking after the economy, though. And I think INnoVation is okay with losing armor. But, man, he's... Army, rather. But he's 54 workers to 80 workers is not good. Income, Serral all the live long day. An attack here. Lings running up to the 3rd base again. It's not been a good place to live. if you're a Terran unit, constant Zergling attacks. The wall is gone. 4 more SCVs go down. I think INnoVation is slowly being bled to death here. But tank set up on the bridge. Baneling's kind of forced to be used on that tank. And then coming from the backside around. Wow. Handful of Marines remaining. And they have 2-2 and a handful of Marines. Pretty scary stuff. Ling's up at the third base, still causing problems. Finally getting cleaned out by your local exterminators. Transfuse on the hatchery, keeping it alive. And Baneling's hit. Army supply, 73 for INnoVation, 58 for Serral. There's not much army here. He's making 40 more Zerglings with 2-2. I don't think they have adrenal glands. They do not. Oh, that's right. The Hive isn't done yet. The Hive is working on it. I can see that in the production tab, too. So INnoVation trying to take down hatcheries, trying to win engagements economically. I'm just not sure he has enough stuff. Is the problem. Yeah, I mean, Lings, Banes, there are no Widow Mines in the mix here for INnoVation at all. No Thors to absorb the shots. Not enough tanks to really handle this either. Just going straight bio. Maybe hoping the Marauders would be more useful, but that's your good game. Serral wins game number 1. INnoVation taps out there, and it is a 1-0 lead for the Zerg player today. So 61 Banelings died, 248 Lings, 99 Marines in 10 minutes, 25 SCVs, but only 1 drone was killed, which is a massive advantage. And yeah, for the last 5 minutes, it's just been Serral's world for income here. There's a couple times, I think these spikes, the spikes there indicate muling on INnoVation's side, but not quite enough to pull him back up into the blue. Very nicely played in game 1 from Serral. I think he was, again, planning on going in Ultralisks if necessary. That was the upgrade path. But nah, man. Lings, Banelings, and Queens. That's crazy talk. That's it. That's all he needed. No Infestors, no Vipers. He got Overlord drop. That's the fanciest thing he got in the game. And was able just to hold, attack the third base a whole bunch, have enough army to where INnoVation didn't feel safe taking a 4th, and then win the game. He didn't even have any Aspire at all. What a match. All right, let's go into game number 2 here. Should be right back. Eternal Empire. Top right, INnoVation. Bottom left, Serral. Whew, that game 1, man. I'm not sure I've actually seen INnoVation lose an 11-minute game to just Ling, Queen, Bane before, but, man, Serral seems like in fine form today. Whew, man. Let's see what game 2 has in store for us. Hey, you know about the Falcon Paladin Hour? It is a weekly podcast with myself and Samacron. We talk about StarCraft. We talk about TV shows and books and movies and all sorts of nerd culture stuff if you're into that kind of a thing. We've done things talking about specifically, I don't know, different TV shows like, well, Legion is something I'm watching right now on FX. Other things include The Witcher, The Mandalorian. If you want to see my take or hear my take on those things, check out the podcast. Just search Falcon Paladin on your podcast app. No matter what app you're using, no matter what platform or device, you will find us. We're out there in the pod ether, Apple Podcasts especially. But also, you know, Google Podcasts, which is what I personally use. And it's just, you know how this works. Check it out. INnoVation, not proxying again. Serral, not proxying again. Don't necessarily see these players go for the proxies all that much, but sometimes they do. Be interested to see if we get one here in a best of 5. That is kind of my best chance to cast a super zippy little TVZ between these two players is in the middle of a best of 5. Because generally, I'll choose the longer games just because they get a little more epic and more exciting, and you guys want to see that if it's the only StarCraft cast of the day, right? But most of the time, that doesn't mean it's 5 minutes long. But we'll get those in the series. Reaper name is Captain Falcon. He is a high-flying racer that somehow is best known for punching things. Even though the Falcon punch is awesome, jumping out of your car while it was in motion is still a crime. And all crimes in the Terran Dominion have one universal punishment. Crap, I think I read that one already. It's fine. Captain Falcon gets double dips on my casts. Don't you worry about it at all. So cruising on in, it's Captain Falcon. It's true, he is mostly known for his Falcon punch, but additionally for being in, was he in F-Zero? Did he have his own racing game? I can't even remember. Whatevs. The first Smash Brothers, man. Amazing times. I had friends that were way into it. I was terrible from the whole time. Whatever. I was real bad. Didn't have a Nintendo 64 either, so it made it kind of hard to play. But Reaper shows up. Is possibly go and get a Ling kill. Eventually, through attrition, Zerglings do end up dead, usually. Oh, sticking around long enough for the Queen to get some free shots off. Reaper has to get out. Third base coming up again for Serral. He will not allow his third base to be denied at all. I really should start paying more attention to how Serral is getting these third bases so fast, because obviously the drone did not just walk past that Reaper and come down here. He must be sending it early. I kind of like that. I might start doing that in my own matches. Inspiration comes from the pros. Proxy factory from INnoVation. Okay. All right, all right. So he's got one factory already. He's proxying another one. Feeling a little bit like sneaky mech here. This Overlord perch spot is here. And that's a starport. So, doesn't feel like much of a bio player here in game number 2. Mech is more viable than it's been for a long time right now in the current patch of Legacy of the Void. Thors are good. Thors are just straight up good against things like Broodlords if the Broodlords don't have the support of Vipers or Infestors, right? Just straight up 1-to-1 Thor versus Broodlord. Thor's going to win. So third base scouted out. Creep spreading out towards the third base is Serral getting speed for his Overlords. Infernal Pre-Igniter coming in from INnoVation. This is definitely feeling like more of a Hellbat all-in. Is he going to get an armory is the question. He's definitely... Oh, the Overlord Scout gets in. Sees the double gas. Does he actually get this, though?
Our forces are under attack.
He sees the starport, and he knows there's a factory because there's Hellions out. So I think he has all the information that he needs. Is that an armory? And he's hiding the armory in a place less likely to be scouted. Overlord didn't get in there. He didn't get in there. This can be really difficult to hold if you don't have Banelings or Roaches. Although I have seen it held with just Lings and Queens. Can be done. And if it can be done, Serral is capable of it. So yeah, we are going for that Hellbat attack here. Oh, did the Overlord see the second factory? The Overlord saw the second factory. Ah! What the heck? The Windows key does that? Why does the window... I'm not sure you guys saw that. You probably didn't. But it was my GeForce Experience in-game overlay, which I never use. But apparently the Windows key is the hotkey to bring it up. No, I know. So here comes the Hellbat attack. And here is Lings and Queens. And let's try to wall off real fast. Ugh, that doesn't happen. Oh, boy. This is looking a little bit scary. Blue Flame Hellbats show up at 5 minutes. I have personally died to this more times than I care to recount here. Not bad against the Queens. If you bring a medevac with you, it's actually a bit scarier. There you go. There's a medevac. Queen count is getting obliterated right now. My goodness. There's a Viking to shoo off Overlords as long as we're here. The third base is in shambles. This might just be good game. I don't know, man. What is the answer going to be? I mean, he's got 8 Roaches in production. Okay. He does have a Roach Horn. I didn't see that. I was too busy on the other side of the map. This might be held just sheerly because Roaches are coming out. I don't know. It's tight. The third base is in shambles. The natural base is in shambles. His drones are here. Like, he didn't lose many workers. But look at this income tab. Whee! Really favoring INnoVation right now. Alright, so the Hellbats get cleaned up. With the exception of these ones that are trying to get some drones, but that's not really working out. 3 drones died right there for 14 Hellbats. And 8 Queens. So I'm trying to decide how to rate this. Who's ahead right now? Well, Serral has the bigger army, and he has more workers, and he has more bases. So yeah. I mean, losing all those Queens totally sucks, and he's kind of having to replace those. That is 150 minerals per Queen that you really would rather be spending on drones probably at this stage, but I don't know. Blue Flame Hellions again just getting shoved away by Roaches at all the entry points and all the mineral lines here. Serral's playing very defensively, but, you know, he held it. Third base coming up for INnoVation now at 7 minutes, which is way later than we saw in the last game, which is closer to 2:30. He started construction on that thing, so he's slowed down economically. I mean, he hasn't lost anything for SCV-wise, but he just doesn't have a third base yet, which he would have if he'd played like he played in Game 1. So, Liberator shows up, gets a couple kills. Queens have to kind of wander into the danger zone. Danger zone! But additional Queens show up and we're out. So 11 drones killed. So total workers down to 17 in the first 5 minutes. Seems pretty good, I would say. It seems alright. We're going into more mech here. No, it's additional barracks. Barracks. He brought the factory from outside over here. So he's going into a bio follow-up. Oh, Nidus Network. Alright, so we're going to Roach Queen Nidus you in revenge. I kind of like the response from INnoVation. I do. Liberator gets a couple more kills. Maybe some shots on Larva would be nice. Blue Flame Hellions getting into the main base. Additional drones getting roasted up there. Okay, alright. This is not bad. Now, the problem for INnoVation is these roaches. So, tank out. 2 tanks out, actually. Oh, I don't know about this from Serral. The tank fire is really, really problematic. I mean, I know he can feasibly take down the tanks with 3 corrosive vials, but they're sort of a moving target. And that's it. INnoVation gets the win here in game number 2. Fantastic. I mean, the Hellbat attack didn't do as much damage, I think, as he wanted to, but the follow-ups were great. Ends up killing 29 drones there. And then just with 2 tanks is able to hold the roach attack on the other side. If he doesn't have those tanks, I think he's toast. But he made them. The response was good. He had 1 factory, and he had another factory. Wait. I thought he had 2 factories. Oh, this one's been contaminated. Okay. Yeah, so he had 2 factories up and a bunch of bio, and he was trying to go into biotank, and just having the 2 tanks alive really meant he was good to go. So fantastic. Fantastic display there from INnoVation. We're going to tie that up. Resources lost. At the end of the day, 29 drones, 8 queens, 10 roaches, and 51 lings in exchange for 16 Hellbats, 4 Marines, 2 Hellions, and a couple SCVs. So doubling up on the resources lost down here in the bottom right. And then the income tab really just shows, again, even, and then whoop, big old spike there, and that's where it stays after Serral loses all of those workers over the course of the last 3 minutes or so. Nicely done. So let's move into a game number 3. I can't say this map name, you guys. Can't do it. But we're here with INnoVation and Serral, bottom right. INnoVation, top left. Serral. I want to say it's Simulacrum. But every time I say it, people are like, no, it's this. It's different. And I just, brain explode. Sometimes it happens when you're old, you guys. All right, so what are we going to do here? INnoVation did pull off a really nice Hellbat attack, timing attack that Serral was not ready for. The roaches were late. He held it pretty effectively, but in the continued follow-ups, he just got enough damage done with the Liberators. I mean, INnoVation worked so hard for that victory. I'm very, very impressed with his ability to do that one. So, is he going to proxy again? I kind of like the idea of hiding that factory and just throwing Serral off the scent, because that's what he did. I don't think Serral was prepared for it at all because he didn't know it was coming. You can't be prepared for something if you don't know it's on the way, which is not exactly true. You can't just kind of luckily prepare for something that somebody's sending at you and just it happens to work out that way. Sometimes StarCraft plays out that way. But yar, here we are. I don't think I have the coronavirus. That's been going around a bit here. My kids' schools got canceled for 2 weeks starting on March the 15th. I'm mandated to work from home for the foreseeable future, so I don't know. I mean, it's not 100% quarantine. Like, I'm taking my kid to a birthday party tonight, which I think is going to be okay. There are no cases of coronavirus reported anywhere within 50 miles of where we are. So, I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Went to the store. Actually, no. I went out to pick up food yesterday. So, drive-through. And, I mean, the drive-through people were wearing gloves and whatevs. I think we'll be fine. I'm feeling like we're going to be fine. I'm feeling like the quarantine level effects that we've taken and the actions we've taken are going to be enough. But, again, I'm saying this a week before this posts. So, who knows? Who knows how things look a week into the future? I certainly do not. Anyway, Reaper's name is Diego Armando. They told him there would be insane amounts of drugs. And he said, I'm in. Who's Diego Armando? Sometimes I get Reaper names referring to people I don't know who they are. Diego Armando. Oh, is it Diego Armando Maradona? Diego Armando Jr.? Diego Armando Medina? There's too many Diego Armandos that are famous. I know Maradona, Argentine football player. Widely regarded as one of the greatest football players of all time. And the hand of God. Goal scorer. Yes? Yes. Familiar with that one. Anyway, is that him? Is he into drugs? Who knows? I think it's hard to be super into drugs and to be an elite world-class athlete. Could be wrong about that. I've never tried either of those things. Third base? Yeah, third base on the way from INnoVation. Serral got his third base down. Once again, I didn't see how he snuck his drone down here or when. Well, we'll have at least one more game. I'll watch then, I promise. Reaper wants to come in and see, is there a lair? No. Is there a roach warren? No. Is there a second gas? No. Absolutely not. Nice juke, though. And the Reaper should get out of here, no problem. Not worried about him in the slightest. He's so fast. The Lings are so slow. Doop, doop, double hop. Let's call it good. So, do you have a plan here for today, INnoVation? Well, it's getting a third base. Just fairly reasonable. 2 workers on gas for Serral. Is that intentional? Probably. It's weird. Usually I see 1 or I see 3. 2 seems odd. I don't know. Queens are taking proactive efforts to make sure the creep tumors don't die. These first tumors are really important for creep spread purposes, especially connecting the third base. Babysitting them with utmost care here is Serral. And there you go. 3 on the gas. Maybe just, you're just waiting to saturate it. Entirely possibly. Overlord speed comes in, sees, yes, barracks. And more barracks and 1 factory. A. Alright, marine tank, it's going B. This Overlord is going to die, but got the important information. That was necessary for the swarm. Overlord says, yes, Hellions, okay, let's not deal with that. Oop, there's speedlings out now, though. No! Diego Armando! He gone. I don't think he got any kills. Nope, no kills for Diego, but good scout. He saw the lair timing. That's decent stuff, I guess. I mean, the point is, Serral's third base is saturated, which means he's not going for a Roach Ravager all-in off of 2.5 bases. He also doesn't have a Roach Warren, so that's a tell for you there. INnoVation, third base up, running. Additional, yeah, so barracks, starport, factory. Yep. This is going to be marine tank with 1-1 coming in from the engineering base. Ling's trying to see if the third base is, you know, vulnerable in any way at all. And hey, if you're interested in Falcon Paladin or StarCraft merchandise, check out falconpaladin.store. Good place to get shirts and hats and hoodies, and it's either getting colder in your part of the country or getting warmer in your part of the country this time of the year, depending on the world, the hemisphere that you're in. So maybe you need a hat or maybe you just need a t-shirt. Check it out. falconpaladin.store. So darn easy to remember, too. Seriously, though. Creep spread nits. Arrow's got a 4th base on the way. I like the 4th base timing a little bit better in this game than in the last one. I guess it's after the 3rd is established still, though. Perhaps I'm just wrong about that. Income tab says back and forth. Serral has a bit of a lead here. And it's going towards INnoVation. Because mules. Zergling's working on 1-1. Again, kind of a carbon copy of game 1 here. They're going Ling, Bane, Queen, 1-1 being researched fairly early here for Serral. Saturating up his third base. His 4th base is going to be saturated up pretty fast. He's up 63 to 55 workers. I mean, INnoVation just has done 0 harassment at all in this game. 0. I don't think you can beat Serral if you don't harass him at all in the first 6 to 7 to 8 minutes of a match. You need to go, and he is. The timer in his headset, it's time to produce here. Time to produce some harassment. Some harassment, if you're English. Maybe timing. Yeah, good timing with the 1-1. I like that. 1-1 and Combat Shield finishing up virtually at the same time. Kind of like it. But the Ling surround is pretty scary, and Banelings coming in when you're surrounded is abjectly terrifying, so we just pick up and get out of there. Killing some tumors, killing some Lings, not losing much on the other side, but again, just forcing Serral to make Zerglings instead of drones. Serral would much rather have 80 drones right now than the Zerglings that he has, but he needed them to stay alive. And you know what? He's in a position to actually continue droning pretty hard here. So he's pretty happy at this stage. He is a 4-basing Zerg at 7 minutes. 129 supply. Centrifugal hooks. Did that just finish up? That did. So he's got speed banelings, a billion Zerglings. 1-1 is finishing up here in about 20 seconds. Not sure it's going to be part of the upcoming battles here, but 2 elements of attack right now. And Hellbat in the mix, trying desperately, but too many banelings. Is just too many banelings, you guys. It's like too many cooks. Except a little more straightforward and less confusing. 2-2 getting started from Serral. 2-2 on the way here from INnoVation. Again, his upgrade timings are faster, just traditionally how it works in TVZ. And even off creep, there are enough lings and banelings here. This is sort of a clinic. Like, how you deal with an elite Terran player as Zerg using only lings, banelings, and queens. Well, first of all, your map awareness has to be through the roof elite, which mine is not when I play. So I don't know if it's entirely fair to say anyone can play like this. I mean, Hydra is actually in production now, so it's going to be Hydra Ling Bane. INnoVation does get an attack here into the main base. Forced to pick up and get out of there with the Lings, the Banes, and now the Hydras are around. Serral is taking a 6th base. 5th base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is kind of whatever. Trying to expand up here a little bit too. Who knows? Overseer comes in and sees just nothing but Marines and tanks, man. That's where we live. Medevac does manage to escape the Hydra attacks. I don't know that they have range yet. They don't actually have range. They have speed, but no range. Nor is it on the way. Maybe he forgot. Serral, you need range for your Hydras. It's one of those required upgrades, like, I don't know, Stim for Marines or Speed for Zerglings. These are things you have to get. Not getting it. Alright, we'll see how that works out for you. Army supply, pretty even. Serral has a bigger worker count. Income tab hugely favoring Serral over the last 3 minutes. INnoVation thought there was going to be a base up here that he could kill, but there was not. Point to Serral. Here goes nothing. Marines, Marauders, tanks. Yeah, Serral's 3rd base is toast. But a big, huge attack of Lings and Banelings rolling on in INnoVation's 3rd base. And tit for tat, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind here. Both players losing quite a bit of stuff in the end. But you know what? I think INnoVation is holding a little bit better. The counterattack, Serral, not really a counterattack, just trying to shove INnoVation off of his front lawn here a bit. Only 3 SCVs died, and the base stayed alive. So I kind of like this from INnoVation. He ends up killing an entire hatch. Does he kill any drones? No. 0 drones have died today, which is just a testament to Serral's absolutely insane levels of babysitting. Seriously, it's insanity. Hive coming up. Macro hatch for Serral inside the main base. His 5th base down in the bottom left here is doing just fine. INnoVation trying to drop into the main base if he can. But the army saw it coming because of the Overlord spread. And the Hydras, without range, are able to get one of the medevacs, but probably could have gotten another one there too. No, he's not. Still not. What? He forgot. He forgot range for his Hydras. Dude, but seriously though, INnoVation's 3rd base pretty happy, and he needs a 4th is what he needs. There are just too many bases for Serral. Too much creep spread right now. 3-3 is getting started for INnoVation, which is really good. 3-3 is stupid good. Can't believe Serral is getting +1 missile attack and not getting range for Hydras. I don't understand this at all. Adrenal gland starting, Viper production on the way from him. INnoVation 176 supply. I mean, he's got tanks, got his Marines, got his Marauders. Tanks sieging up. And getting some nice shots off on these Banelings. And you know what? Serral kind of forced to sack this hatchery too. It looks like 3-3. Well, never mind. He's just done. I'm gonna say if 3-3 was done, this hatch would be dead already, but close enough. We'll call it good. Bit of a drop attempt from INnoVation. Got scouted the instant he stepped onto creep though, and unloads. It's for everyone to die. All right. Not super ideal from INnoVation, but it's totally cool. Still no range for Hydras. Still making them, by the way. How do you forget? How can you not tell that your Hydras don't have the range upgrade? It's a big deal. It's extremely noticeable. I mean, sure, there are things I forget in my games, but I suck. Serral is a god at StarCraft. I don't know. Don't know what to tell you. Serral has decided it's time to go for Vipers today, though. He needs some kind of spellcasters to deal with this much bio with 3-3. especially with the 4 tank support. Blinding Cloud would be really nice. Abduct on the tanks would be fantastic too. Parasitic Bomb on that group of medevacs would be beautiful. Fourth base by INnoVation does get slightly, hugely harassed. Forced to lift off. 4 or 5 SCVs are going to die. We'll call it 6. And the Lings are sort of winning this battle here a little bit. SCV's forced to meat shield a bit, which is never good. Setting up on the creep with the Zerg. Blinding Cloud on the tanks. Baneling's trying to connect on those Marines. The tanks get left behind to die. The medevacs are forced to flee from that position. And Serral is happy to allow INnoVation to fly back home. A wounded, tankless army. 188 to 129 total supply. Look at the supply, indeed. I don't think INnoVation has this, you guys. I'm looking at it. Serral feels comfortable enough to engage off creep here. Look at the Hydras attacking without Hydra range. It's kind of really annoying me here. Yeah, Serral's 4th base is done. I think that's it, you guys. There's no way he's coming back on 3 bases to Serral's 6 that he's rolling with right now. 7 that he's rolling with right now. Almost 7. That's your good game. Serral takes the match in 14 minutes and 9 seconds, taking a 2-2-1 lead over his opponent, INnoVation, here today. Fantastic display there. Just, I mean, how many drones were lost? How many? 1. You can't win. You can't win. You can't beat Serral in a 12-minute game if you kill one of his drones. It's just not going to happen. The harassment was just not there. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, amazing, amazing stuff there. I mean, 300 Lings died, but I mean, so 2 hatcheries were killed. That's really nice for INnoVation, but at the end of the day, he just wasn't able to slow down Serral at all. This income tab for the last 10 minutes effectively is all Serral all the time. All the time. Brutal, brutal stuff. 20,000 resources lost for Serral, 19,000 lost for INnoVation, 19,800 actually. And that's just, you can't do that in a TVZ. You cannot have virtually the same resources lost against an Elite Zerg player and win. You're going to lose every time. You need more bases. I feel like his 4th base was really late. Didn't even try to take it. All right, well, we'll see what happens here in game number 4. Can INnoVation force a game number 5? Don't know. Stick together. We'll find out together. We're on Nightshade for game number 4, which is going to be extremely important as previously outlined. Bottom right, INnoVation. Top left, Serral. Deep here for this game. Maybe I'm getting sick. Maybe it's the coronavirus. We will see. Dun 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 dun. INnoVation not proxying again. Serral not proxying again. I'm not sure the last time I saw a Serral proxy hatch, man. I like proxy hatches. They are very fun, but apparently not very effective because the high-level Zerg players do not do them. You know, just players like Bly and Scarlet and fun players like that. That's why I like casting Bly. Maybe the next video will be Bly. I don't rightly know. Anyway, check out patreon.com/Falcon Paladin for additional casts once a week that will come a month before anybody else can see them for simply supporting me for $1 a month. Thanks to everybody who does it already. I love you all. If you have any requests from me, I've been really, really lax at coming up with a $5 a month tier reward. It used to be a Q&A, but then people ran out of questions to ask me because I am not an interesting person, it turns out. So, thinking about other stuff I can do. You know, at this stage, there might not be enough people where it's impossible to... Don't know. Let me know what ideas that you have. We'll figure it out. This Reaper name is the Lo-Fi Chill Girl. Lo-Fi Chill Girl lived a simple existence of an endless homework while listening to lo-fi hip-hop while her cat looked out the window. After 13,000 hours, she decided to take a day off from her unending assignment. For the unspeakable crime of taking a break, she was sent to the Reaper program. This is referencing to Chilled Cow's lo-fi hip-hop string being taken offline for a day. I didn't know it was down. Was it down? Was there rioting in the streets and panic? I bet there was. Seriously, though. Ooh, ooh, ooh. See, the drone comes out at 2:15. Oh, all right. And then maybe it just kind of hangs out for a little bit, hides in a corner. You know, kind of feel like if INnoVation wanted, he could actually delay this third base for quite some time. Rather than whatever he's doing here. I don't know. I feel like the time is better spent up in this area, to be honest. Whatever. 238 down for Serral. Nothing too crazy there. INnoVation going to go for the bio that he's so comfortable with. Ooh, third CC again at 230. Yeah, I mean, you can do this. You can do this, Terran players, apparently. If your opponent's going for a standard 16, 18, 17, and you've scouted it, right? You see what's coming. Then you can go for a third CC, and there's not much the Zerg player can do to stop you. So INnoVation's openings have been really solid here. Really bulletproof. It's just his ability to slow down Serral has been sorely lacking in the series. Lo-fi chill girl? Isn't it lo-fi hip-hop? Yeah, lo-fi hip-hop stream. I've been there. I've visited from time to time. It's pretty awesome. Somebody did a Rick and Morty version that was fairly fantastic. Rick and Morty's got some of the best fan art in the business, I think. Also, I think maybe what helps is that the official Rick and Morty pages on Twitter and Facebook have been really nice at putting other people's work up there. So I'm more familiar with it. I think every fandom has some really nice fan art. It's just a matter of if the original creation is willing to publicize it, right? And sometimes they're not. But if you're smart, you should do it. Like, good fan art for your stuff is publicity. It gets people aware of your creation. And fan art, eh? I don't know. Some people have sent me some fan art. I put it on the Facebooks. One person did a literal Falcon who was a Paladin. It was pretty awesome. I should repost that, actually. Hey, by the way, I am on Facebook and Twitter. If you just go to /Falcon Paladin on either of those platforms, I live out there for sure. Ooh, also, I always forget to talk about this, but every couple weeks, so every 2 weeks, I do cast an Africa World event with high elite level pro players like INnoVation. Oh, the Reaper. Nah, the Queen took him down. Like INnoVation, like Cest, like SOS, like Cure, like TY. It's really a fantastic time. And it's out on africatv.com/laughingames. If you follow me on Twitter, or follow Laughin' Games on Twitter, or follow Africa TV on Twitter, you will know when these events are happening, and you can come hang out. It is your one time to catch me casting live StarCraft 2 at an elite level with a co-caster. Oh, snap. Is it the thing? It's the thing. The third base is not saturated. I was too busy talking about other stuff. All right, INnoVation, can you hold it? They're here. The 2.5 base Roach Ravager attack is here when you have a handful of Marines and a couple Hellions. And it is bad times. When the Viking has to land, that's when you know you're in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, everything's dying. The natural base for INnoVation is dead. Not saturated much anyway. Going for that third CC, though. Remember when I was like, there's really not much Serral can do? Ah, stim back denied. I was wrong. The 2.5 base Roach Ravager attack. You pull it out of your back pocket. You stab your Terran opponent in the chest with it, and then they GG. Oh, brutal. Okay, I did forget to mention that aspect of scouting. Yes, it's a third base. Is it saturated at all? If it is not, there's a good chance it's going to be a 2-base Roach Ravager all, and he didn't scout the Roach Warren or the second gas. That hurts. I need to learn this build. It is really, really damaging to Terran players. All right. Okay. Well, that's it. That is a bit of an abrupt ending to our best of 5 series. I didn't expect Serral to try to end it that fast, but he totally did. Yeah, look at this. This is how these work, man. Even. Then Serral decides to stop making drones for a bit and make army instead. So INnoVation takes a big lead, but then Serral shows up with a giant army and everything dies. That is how that works. Man, none of the Ravagers died. Only 2 Roaches went down. This is scary stuff, and you really have to scout that third. You have to see the saturation on the third. I don't think INnoVation was interested in that. I think he made some assumptions. He had his Reaper over in this area instead of scouting this area out, and he tapped out as a result. So Serral gets the 3-1 win here today. Unfortunately, not really super epic games, unfortunately, as I repeat myself. But yeah, good stuff. Nevertheless, Serral doing some crazy no spellcaster wins. INnoVation getting a really nice Hellbat attack down, which again was not scouted. Part of the lessons we've learned here today is that if you don't scout what your opponent is doing, they can kill you more easily. Tricks and tips, guys. Scout as well as you can. All right, well, that's going to be it for me today. I don't know. This feels so abrupt. Should we do something else? I don't know what else to do. Whatever, we'll wrap it up. This is Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.